and gentlemen, welcome to episode 115.
Good morning.
Good morning, pineapples. 20 to 5, but anyway. More than the sum of us. Here's a good. Here, this will get you up in the morning.
How hairy my butt is right now.
Yeah!
I really hope we can show that. I really hope we can show that.
Of course we can't.
But why can he show it in his video?
And you can't show your asshole.
No, as in we can't show him showing his asshole.
We were in depth about the laws around content on YouTube.
Can you change that?
No.
It's staring right at me.
I'm gonna leave it there for you all day.
Having a staring contest with this man's asshole.
Who'd have knew that the back of your ball bag, which you never really see, looks like some big old fucking pussy lips.
I know. Look, those asshole puss balls.
Yeah.
And none of them look correct. Like his asshole looks like a butterfly. The balls have like a wee crease in them. And then the droop of the balls is crazy.
Like from that angle, like.
Is that one vein going down? Just one prominent ball vein?
I feel like I have to use the pen to point here.
No, down. Yeah, there we go.
No, I think that's just the, the main attachment for your bollocks at the back. You never see it. How would you know?
No, I know, never. Well, unless you get the cacks off and like a River Island changing room.
And, you're not going to be able to see this. Basically, we're talking about things that you can and can't see on the internet.
Yes.
We can't say words that we want to say.
Yes.
Especially in the
Very restricted.
Yeah, very restricted. C words. This man has a C word out in the street.
Can you not say the C word on YouTube?
What is it, in the first minute or something?
Throughout.
Throughout?
But you can say it on Patreon.
Oh, nice.
That's
I'll
right.
add it in.
Get on Patreon.
Add it in. If you want to hear me say...
Big barrel full of... Drowning and...
It's worth the £3 for that.
It is. This is a prime example I was trying to show you. Like, if it's any sort of informational, educational, medical, you can show it.
I can't stop looking at it.
And this is the guy. By the way, the guy is, reviewing Nair, which removes hair from the anus. Or anywhere. Removes hair from anywhere.
Yes.
And this is the shape of his arsehole before he does it.
Yeah, I was going to say it's...
This would be a great day this would be my asshole after being to the barber.
Oh, that's my after picture, for sure.
Yeah, if it was as hairless as that. The cheeks, bare.
But then it doesn't matter how much you do, it just never looks clean.
Because of the discoloration?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look right. And there is not to get too in depth here about it, but you can see the change in the colour. Where it starts off, because he has the grip, the cheeks get quite ghost white.
Yeah.
And then the closer you get to the dot there, you can see the sort of is that like shade stains essentially?
It doesn't look unlike, but it's hard to tell at this distance,
Yeah.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term ring light.
Yeah. Well, is he putting his asshole up to a ring light there?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's
crazy to spread a hole on YouTube,
spread a hole on YouTube. I know.
Spread a hole on YouTube's crazy.
Oh God!
How many views has that got?
And how funny are assholes that that's a dude bent over the bollocks in view, and you're like, ugh. And if you took that exact anus up and just photoshopped it onto a woman's ass,
yeah,
you'd be like, fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
isn't it?
the human anatomy is mental. Top 2 funniest parts of the body:
asshole and
balls.
Yeah,
balls are always funny.
Balls are always funny. Naked man's ass. Seeing an anus, I've told that story before about the guy in the rugby change room flashing his anus, and I absolutely lost it laughing.
Yeah.
There's, it's hard to see an anus.
Well, did you turn around and see it?
Yeah.
Or did you see the progression?
Totally turn around and just seen it.
Yeah, when one jumps out at you, it's pretty funny.
Because he did bait us into it, he was like, anyone a doctor, take a look at this? That was me, fooled. Hook, line and sinker.
Yeah.
Right up it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will move this. I will take this away for you just now. There he is, back again.
Crazy.
But also, he's rubbing cream on his ass, and then there's probably a 10-minute waiting period where you just have to waddle about the house.
But I wonder, was he looking at the
stingy ass?
The analytics and the feedback to that, and being like, there's a lot of attention here in this asshole. Maybe I could get a bit of money for it.
I would say, I think this is this is the clip lifted from the original video. Mm-hmm. I'd say the original video has... Well, what's that, man? I would say the original video has millions of hits.
Yeah.
Through just guys like us going, I can't believe you can see an anus on
crazy
on the internet.
Yeah, it's the Wild West now.
Well,
There's
everybody-
loopholes around everything.
I was talking about the women using the fake babies, the OnlyFans girls, to like pull their tits out online.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
So they just like, so they're just scooping their tits out, but they have a baby doll there. So they're like,
Baby
actually-
doll, yeah.
This is actually an informational video.
Yeah, they're under the guise of a breastfeeding video.
Yeah.
But they're like, check out the wabs.
Yeah.
And then I've also seen like, maybe I'm a pervert. Well, we know that. Stop jittering.
Sorry.
They'll do things like,
ball.
they'll do the old, Austin Powers kind of, they got one tit out and it's covered. And they're like, oh, I got this today at the flea market or whatever. And then for a frame or two, there's a tit out. And then they cover it again.
Yeah.
But the algorithm can't see that.
I like how in TV shows sometimes they'll find creative ways to hide nudity. With tricks of the camera or whatever. Big in Mad Men at the minute. I was watching it last night about 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where the girl is working with this guy from a magazine, and he's like a nude photographer.
Yeah.
And then she's like, is that all it takes to get your brain going? And then she's like, right, where's your ideas now? And just takes the full kit off. But then she sits down at a table, and the thing at the table just covers the tits perfectly. And then he takes the cacks off.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he's like sitting, basically looks like a gamer chair.
Yeah.
Covers his asshole and dick.
Can I say something? I think there should be more soft dicks in movies.
Flaccid dick?
Because they do that. They do that thing, like there's someone making passionate love, and then they go, oh, and they flop on the bed the way no one does ever.
Yeah.
And he's lying, and he's cut off just at the dick.
Yeah.
And she's maybe just got the tits out or something.
Yeah.
It would make everything way funnier if there was just a floppy, loose bag about.
Yeah, I think like directors and stuff should make an effort to incorporate more like real life things. Like you never see anybody sneeze or cough in a film.
That's true. Or eat or shite or anything. Yeah.
But even like kissing scenes, I love a rom-com.
Yeah.
And like, that classic like rom-com first kiss, maybe it's like a slow burn.
Yeah.
Maybe they start off as mates, whatever, and then, they keep meeting up, whatever, and life keeps happening. And they have that moment where maybe they're at like a rooftop party.
Yeah.
And then the guy, like, they just look at each other and they're just like staring at each other's faces for like a solid 3 seconds. And then they just slowly move in and kiss like that. I've never had a kiss like that in my life.
No.
It's never happened. I'll bog the head and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And I just hope that there's a face on the other end of it.
Just bless yourself. Close your eyes and fucking bear down.
Yeah. Have you ever got ducked for a kiss?
Oh yeah, from my wife on a daily basis. That's what being married's all about.
There's nothing worse than catching a swerve.
Being married is just trying to, just touch your wife. That's it.
Yeah.
Get off me. Maureen was getting shopping out of the car the other day. I put my hand on her back and she's like, don't fall. What are you talking about? Don't fall. I've got 4 packets of cornflakes here. I'll fall over. Don't touch my back.
Oh, fuck. Well, that's true love, like, That's what marriage is. I haven't been in a marriage, but I've listened to enough boys talk about marriage. And I'm like, oh, well, that's what I can expect then.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Acts of, what is it?
Service?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I forgot to tell you. I went to another speed dating event, and it was one of the worst things I've ever went to in my life.
Oh yeah, did you talk about the first one?
Yeah, where it was like that was proper speed dating, or like what you think of it, because it's like at the table and it's like you get 2 minutes. That was pretty fun. I like that, because if the conversation's going well, you're like, well, sure, I can write down that I want to match with this person, and if the conversation's going shit, all you have to do is try and suck blood out of a stone for 2 minutes. Yeah. It's handy enough. This one, right? It was set up by this company, and it's literally like a Black Mirror episode.
Who'd you go with?
My roommate Alex. Right. So, he's looking to get out there. You know what I mean? He told me about this speed dating thing. I was like, do you know what? I'd go for the crack. Fuck it. I'll go to anything. Yeah. Right. But
big events, man.
I love an event. Just if there's a big crowd,
stay in the house.
Can't get enough of it.
Wise up.
So I went down. We had a couple of drinks beforehand, and we landed down. And it's made by this app, right? It's called like Matchbox or something. But the whole point of it is they sell a certain amount of tickets for women, a certain amount of tickets for men. You get into this room, and they make you download an app on your phone from a QR code. The app is essentially like a survey. So it's like 1 to 10, strongly disagree to strongly agree, and it'll just pop up statements. But some of them are real thinkers, like, do you want kids? I don't know, fuck. You know? So I had to I put a 5 for
I don't
that.
know one from the bar.
Yeah.
At this point.
So I filled out the questionnaire, whatever. And then the first part, because the app now starts as a timer. And when the timer strikes 9 o'clock, you get matched with someone at the party.
Okay.
And then you just have to talk and whatever, right?
Hello.
So we go to this thing. And we only had one beer at the house. It wasn't enough. You know, we were not socially lubricated enough to be in a room with about 60 strangers.
Yeah.
Right? And so we get down, fill out the questionnaire. The first icebreaker that they do, right, is the organizers of the event walk around and they have 2 decks of cards. And they're like, take a card from each deck. So I was like, right, okay.
Dynamo.
Is it magic or something?
Yeah.
So take a card each. They're love languages.
Okay.
Right? So then girl gets to the front and goes, okay, guys, first icebreaker. So you guys each have 2 love languages in your hands right now. I want you to go up to somebody, ask them what their love languages is, and talk about how much that you place importance in that in a relationship. Yeah. And I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, right? So we just kind of stood there. It actually got to the point.
Did you have to Google love languages real quick?
I think there's 5.
Right.
So it's acts of service.
Yep.
Touch.
Yeah.
Quality time.
Shall I Google it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've got 3 there. Hang on. Acts of service, touch, quality time, gift given, or maybe that's acts of service, and then some other horse shit.
Love languages. Here we go. Yep. Words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, receiving gifts, physical touch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Which, you're like, some of them are a bit of a piss take. Like if your love language is getting gifts, fuck away off. Yeah. Who do you think you are? Physical touch. I mean, who doesn't want to be touched? And then quality time. I would place importance in that one. I'm like, yeah, I'd like to be around you. If I had,
Yeah. Dead giveaway that it's going well.
And then acts of service. Yeah, you do that too. But you had to talk to each person about, and they were so into it. They were like, yeah, I mean, I place importance personally on words of affirmation because I feel like if you're in a relationship,
myself.
and the whole time I'm like, and I'm just like, I'm like, I can't do this. And then I turned to Alex and I was like, do you think this is a pile of horseshit too? And he's like, oh man, I fucking hate this so much. We should have drank way more at the house. And then there was a couple of arcade machines to the right of where all the groups mingling. And there was a WrestleMania one. And I go, do you want to play WrestleMania for a bit? So we fucked off and played WrestleMania. I was Ultimate Warrior. He was the Macho Man Randy Savage. Happy days.
What's my love language? Autism.
No, we were like the nonchalant mystery guys,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I don't give a shit.
So then they bring everyone back. And the second thing then is they organize everyone in groups. And again, you're supposed to mingle with your group. But it just turned into a free-for-all of chatting to everyone. And then it was 9 o'clock. And I got my match. Right? Mm-hmm. I wonder if I still have the text. Because the company send you a text saying who your match is, right?
Victim found.
So the clock struck 9. And I got Ilona.
Bong!
So it was,
oh no.
your matches are here. Your optimal match is, and then sparkle emoji, Anna S. Here's why the algorithm thinks that you two would be a good match. Both you and Anna are genuine and self-sufficient. She might not compromise for the sake of cohesion, but you can be a bit willful yourself. Anna is trusting. She might help you trust more readily in the good of others. And I was like, I like the good in others.
Yeah.
So then it goes, discuss these if you'd like with Anna. So they give you 3 prompts, 3 talking points. Number 1, what's a small but silly thing you're completely stubborn about? Actually, let's do it with you. Number 1, what's a small but silly thing that you're completely stubborn about?
Do you have one in mind? Did you make one up?
I think, I don't even think we used these. Oh wait, actually we did. I think I said...
You hang about with me quite a lot. What's a small thing I'm stubborn about?
A small thing?
Like I did a gig about the Cat Laughs, which I'll talk about. But see when a gig ends and they don't play the music straight away,
Oh yeah.
I want a machine gun the whole
No,
audience.
I get that. I get that. Well, it's just awkward.
But that's not a relationship. But that's the last thing I can remember.
Yeah, small but stubborn. Well, again, vice versa. You've hung out with me enough. What do you think is small, but I think I'm stubborn about?
Nothing. I wish you were more stubborn about something. I'd be like, Joey, hey, can I just piss in your lap? And you'd be like, I don't know, man, I'm easy.
All right, number 2. Have you ever given in to peer pressure? What happened?
No, because I probably would be stubborn about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, like someone gave me drugs and I was like, no, I don't want these, but I'll take them anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I don't know. No, I don't think so. I probably would be too stubborn.
I would say probably the time you give me an apple at your house and
Yeah.
I tucked into it. It was peer pressure.
You didn't even, you just held it,
That's right. I
waiting for it to hatch.
put it in my pocket. Number 3, tell your match about a time you stood up for something.
Oh, God. These are tough questions.
Crazy questions.
Every fucking speed date would be me just going, fuck. But I stood up for something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Couldn't tell you there. I'd have to think about that.
What was the last time? Well, I got that Palestine flag tattooed on my back.
It does look well too.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I can't remember what I said for any of these, but like, Anna.
The problem with me and you is, you know, maybe it's being a comedian, I don't know what it is. You're very like opinionated and not really scared to speak and stubborn anyway.
And you can also see through bullshit.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is all bullshit.
Yeah, this reeks of bullshit.
So I don't want to take part in it.
yeah.
I guess I stood up for that then. I
Yeah.
refuse to take part in your love language social experiment.
What about cocksucking? Is that I mean, I feel like, you know, if you have your shit together in any way at all, your love language probably is touch.
Yeah.
And quality time, because you're like, I can fucking, you know, I can talk to myself in the mirror. I can do shit for myself. I can buy myself shit. So just hang out with me,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And finger my ass. What the fuck else is there?
New love language unlocked.
Bangle thrusting? Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
Imagine you're on a first date and you're like, listen, you better start fucking doing my bins or I'm not even gonna like you.
well, I feel like it's probably something that's like, this is the thing you see is, you know, my man da blueprint for a successful marriage and relationship. My man a clue about this shit.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
And I'm pretty certain they done none of these. They never hung out.
Well, this is all
Never touch each other.
This is all new.
Yeah.
You know, forever. You know, people have had stereotypical gender roles.
Yes.
And it was fine.
Aye.
You know, what do you need a vote for?
Yep. You fucked it up for yourselves, girls. You could have sat it nice and then fuck off.
What do you need a job for? You're only going to come in and be pregnant and leave again? For fuck's sake.
But me and
What's he got to do with a baby? Well, them hands. Fuck all. Where's my dinner?
me and Anna, we talked for about, they give you like 20 minutes for your match. And we just talked about how horrible.
How was Anna? Was she nice?
Anna was a lovely girl.
Nice.
Very artsy, well-travelled, spiritual. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just the both of us knew rightly, like, it
Yeah.
just wasn't it.
She's a month.
No, not at all. Very attractive woman.
Okay.
But just, you just know. You know?
Yeah, of course.
So we just kind of talked about how terrible modern dating is. And she was like, I've started coming to these things
Very metal.
with friends.
Yeah.
I know, right enough.
Yeah.
She says, I started coming to these things because she's like, I've tried the online dating stuff. I've been peer pressured by my other friends to get more involved in it, whatever. But she's like, I just don't think, she's like, I know it works for some people.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there's cases of people who have got married off them. But she's like, I just think for me as a person, it is very laborious and puts me off meeting someone, whether it is if I'm out and about
Yeah.
in public
Yeah.
and I meet someone and we strike up a conversation, I can get a much better view of
Yeah.
compatibility as opposed to a dating app.
Those people are more likely to, you know, match your box.
Yes.
The two people who have went with their mates,
Mm.
who are just like, oh, I'm just here to support them, having a bit of crack. And you're like, yeah, it's me and my loser mates too.
Yeah.
What are we like? we wouldn't be seen dead at this shit.
Yeah.
you want 69 in the toilets?
But then,
That's such a bold move. Start doing that.
but then at the very end,
Offer someone a 69 straight out of the gate.
in the toilets,
Yeah.
me on top.
And they'll be like, I don't know how that works. And you'll be like, you'll find out.
Yeah. We have to use the baby changing room. Yeah. But I said, we like at the very end, we all kind of hung out and took drinks. And like some people, they got on really well their match. The algorithm worked for them. It nailed it. They departed the venue. Now, what was left was this one doll from Glasgow, this ginger-haired cutie, me, Anna, Alex, and his match. Because again, we got on, but it just wasn't, the spark wasn't there.
Yeah.
So we all hung out. Man, there was about 8 lads. I've never seen anything like this in my life. 8 lads just completely horned to the teeth, surrounding this one girl from Glasgow like a pack of hyenas.
Really?
Each of them trying to like get a bit in or like make her laugh or like ask her a question or like, do you want to drink? Do you want to play ping pong? And I was like, Jesus Christ, that'll come up for air.
Was she like really hot?
She's an attractive lady, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I started chatting to her. And then the two of us were just chatting about being in America. And it was so funny because again, it was that thick Glaswegian accent. So she's like, I was like, come here, do you want to get a drink with us, sure? And then she joined our group. And then we like walked over to the bar and she's like, I can't do Glasgow accent. Every time I try to do it, I fuck it up. But she's like, thank fuck you saved me. They're doing my fucking nothing.
You're like, no bar, no 69 at all.
But yeah, then we just went
Do you
to
think that was just because she was like a wee bit interesting compared to everyone else?
Possibly. I mean, I can tell you from experience, an accent definitely helps, makes you a bit more exotic. You never thought you'd use the term exotic to describe someone from Oma, but it does.
Yeah. Something different.
Something different.
Something a wee bit different.
Yeah. Plus, American guys.
Chodesville.
Oh my God. Well, just listening to them flirt.
Yeah.
Never been softer. Never been softer. Just some of the worst stuff I've ever heard in my life. Like I tell you about the time I was out with my friend Ash and Caitlin, and we went to this bar and they're playing UGK International Players Anthem, so obviously we're losing the rag of ourselves.
Yeah.
They're slut drop and all the rest. I see this one guy in the corner, eyes beating for Ash, and I was like, right, he's probably going, this is the time I stood for something.
Yeah.
Stood up for my friend.
Oh, it's all coming out now.
Right?
Yeah.
So he wanders on over, right?
I stood up for you today.
Did you?
Yeah, you didn't even see it.
What'd you do?
We were walking out of the shop and there was a guy crossing the forecourt and he was absolutely like, you were like looking at your phone and he was literally like this, like just staring you up and down. And I walked past him and I just went, like we're in his mouth. I was that close to him.
Why was he staring at me?
I don't know, but I just laughed in his face and they turned around and looked at me and I was like, keep walking, you fucking.
Appreciate it, bro. Oh,
That was accidental. But you get it, Eddie.
but the guy came over and he comes up to Ash and he goes, I just gotta say, from the second you walked into this bar, I couldn't take my eyes off you. And I knew he was drunk and I just went up and I was like, all right, Romeo, fucking slow your roll, whatever. And then he thought that I was her boyfriend, so I just played the role to get him to fuck off. And he goes, man, I gotta say, man, like, I only been talking to you for like 4 minutes. Dude, you seem like a great guy, man. You seem like a great guy. She's a lucky girl, man. And then he takes out his wallet and he goes, you know what I'm going to do, man? I'm going to hook you up. I'm going to hook you up with one of the clients I work with. And he takes out a gift card and it was a $50 Outback Steakhouse gift card. Like a chain steak restaurant. So I took it off him. I gave it to Ash. And then she was like, oh, my husband actually loves this place. Happy days. So the two of them went and got fucking bloomin' onion.
Unreal.
Yeah.
That's one way to go around sort of, approaching women and have that in the back pocket.
Yeah.
Hey, most attractive girl. She's like, fuck off, you creep. And he's like, I'm sorry. I had to have a go. Get yourself a steak.
Yeah.
Hey, great rock.
Yeah.
What did you fucking say? I'm so sorry.
But see, this is
Get yourself a fucking mac and cheese.
this is the issue with me is that like I could talk to anybody, but the second I'm like, oh, this is a very attractive woman.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, because now I'm talking to them with intent, and it doesn't feel right, and it makes me nervous. So that's where I blank out.
Oh, it's a minefield because you can't be. If you are good at just talking to anybody.
Yeah.
Fantastic at it. But the problem is, you start at like friend zone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're immediately in the front. You putting yourself there. You know, and then you're like, you know, am I gonna be all fucking mysterious and whatever? And you know, so it's a tough game to play. None of the chat up lines work.
Yeah.
Unless they're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You know. So what have you got? What's your options? You got to be like intriguing and hot enough for someone to just want to talk to you.
Nope.
Nightmare.
Yeah.
Nightmare. So you've developed a personality now where you come in and you're fast friends with everybody
Yes.
immediately.
Yes.
You know, and then people are like, "No, you're just too friendly for me to commit the relationship."
Yes.
And you're like, "Fuck, I'm too sound."
Yeah. But for the right one, you know, that's why I don't worry too much about it. It'll come along.
I think it would be attractive if I was a female, how many like friends you have. You know, I'd be like, man, this guy must be the dog's dick here. You know?
Well,
Everybody loves him.
well, for previous relationship, that was actually a red flag.
And we know what our thoughts on that, don't we? I'm only joking. Don't want to go all fucking get kneecapped around here.
Yeah.
Legit death threat on the Monster podcast. But what I will say is,
Bloody bastard!
yeah, it's tough to just be hot and mysterious enough to just get female attention. But I see those videos. There's this guy's like 7 foot black guy, dreads, you know, like the Travis Scott dreads. He's just standing in the street, and there's just like 6 absolute fucking sexy gal looking at him. And he's just looking at his phone. He's got a wee hidden camera or whatever, and he knows they're looking at him. And the girl just walks up, and he just goes, and she like asks him a few questions, like, "Are you from around here or whatever?" And he's like, "Huh? Yeah, no." Doesn't even say anything. And she puts her number in, and she's like, "Yeah, call me or whatever." And he's like, and just walks away.
Now, see, that's the that's the direct opposite problem, where it's like, yes, that whole mysterious, like,
Yeah.
oh wow, who is this man? That'll work for the attention grab. But then if you're in a relationship with someone who is like that all the time, that is the most boring fucking thing to ever be a part of.
Yeah, and you know, if you're that attractive, or just all girls are just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
you know, you'd be paranoid too, like.
Plus, that wouldn't work here. That only works on North American women.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you went up to a girl in Belfast and like held out your phone, they'll be like, "What, are you fucking lost or something?"
Oh, blue lights.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blue
Yeah.
lights.
'Cause she shanked you?
in 30 seconds.
Because she shanked you in the neck. Put that in your meta glasses, you fucking weirdo. The meta glasses, get them banned.
I don't know how I'm married to an attractive lady at all. I have no idea. I would have no. I don't know even a scenario where it would look normal for me to be walking towards or chatting to anybody.
Well, how did this initially happen again? It was like mutual friends and like you kept talking, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is nice.
Series of dick pics. Here we are.
Yeah.
No. That's another one. Blue lights.
Never took one in my life.
No.
Would never put someone through that. Would never put someone through that.
There isn't a ring light on Earth. Would,
No, definitely not.
Make it look.
Unless I fucking-
The less light on it, the better. In fact.
Unless I took the magic wand and scrubbed out the balls.
ChatGPT, act as a surgeon and remove the bollocks from this fucking photo.
Gee, people probably are using ChatGPT for cockpicks.
Goddamn. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Make this juicy and veiny.
ChatGPT, remove the Luther vein, please.
Unless they're into it, but it's hard to know at this point. Oh Jesus. I have to get this suit measured tomorrow. I can't wait.
No way.
Just another public humiliation.
Yeah.
Janine, can you let the back of this out by 14 inches? I've got one of the tits in, but I can't get the other one buttoned in.
Well, the worst is if you have a guy measuring you that is a bit of a character, because he's just gonna the whole time.
Weirdly, I actually know the guy.
Oh, well, then that's
But I'm
not too
still
bad.
scared about it. Like, I'm still scared.
Yeah.
Also, it's weird, you know, you go to like one of these suit fittings and, you know, you tend to just have like a t-shirt on and trousers.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're like, how's that feel? And you're putting it on over a fucking Metallica t-shirt or something. Like, you know, you're like, yeah, it looks great, man. What did Begley say? He actually, he goes, What way did he put it? Come to Ballinhinch to get a look at this Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones Men in Black number.
Hilarious.
That's what I'll be like.
I had to do a fucking scramble to get my tuxedo.
Oh yeah,
Day off the flight.
Very Aaron McCann.
Into Macy's.
Very Aaron McCann. That.
Into Macy's. But again, was chatting away to the girl in there, you know. Which, by the way, you know, I have empathy. You know, I was chatting to this girl that was she was getting the tuxedo. Wonderful member of staff.
Yes.
Couldn't have done more for me. As I'm interacting with her, about 6 different people just walk past, and like, it's just the immediate impatience of people in shops where it's like high dough environment.
Yeah.
They walk past her, they see she's already dealing with a customer, aka me, and then just immediately start shouting at her. Where can I get this? Do you have this in a size whatever? You know, and I was just like, this is fucking, I could not work in this environment.
No manners.
But she gave me an pro tip.
What'd she say?
She said, you know, she's like, because I was looking to keep the tuxedo. I was like, I want it to look good, but like the cheap stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cheap stuff.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, you know, don't tell you I said this, but if you keep the main tags and you come on a day I'm working, I'll give you your money back.
What?
She said if you keep the main tags on the tuxedo and you come in after the wedding, the day I'm working, you'll get your money back.
So you bought the tux?
I bought the tux.
It's not a rental?
No.
So you can just go wear it, spill beer all over it, gravy down the front.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think she understood.
The you were going to put it through its paces?
Yes.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
You were like, now what if the gusset is ripped clean out of it? And the pockets are full of peas from the dinner?
Yeah. Just immediate chef marks.
Yeah.
Can't return those.
She was, I mean, it looks alright, but the stench.
Yeah.
So she would take back a brand new fucking...
Yes.
And you just have
No,
to...
I'm not going to do that.
You just have to walk around with... Nah, keep it. It's probably
I'm
worth...
going to keep the tux.
You'll need it. Keep it for like an old sketch or
because
something.
wedding season is coming up.
Keep it for,
For a sketch,
Keep it
yeah.
for an old video or something like that there.
For a sketch.
Put it on in the podcast. That's what you should have done.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Patreon exclusive.
Patreon exclusive. Just interrupting the podcast briefly to remind you to get yourself on over to patreon.com/the Bomb Squad pod for reams of bonus episodes. We got the AMAA, Ask Me Anything at Alls.
Twice a month.
Yeah, twice a month. We got the New York tapes where Aaron will be talking to American people. And the Bog Squad with me and Mark McCartney. It's all over there. We got the live from the SSE. It is available also. Get yourself on over there. You'd be fucking mad in that time.
Something for everyone.
Bomb Squad, it's for the children.
The wedding was great crack, I must say. I was emceeing the speeches. Tough.
Yeah.
Tough shit. If you're a comedian and you're doing best man speech or anything to do with the speeches, the amount that ones come up to you. They're like, oh, you just expecting big things?
Nobody gets it right. You know,
You can't.
Nobody gets it right. These weddings, it's either embarrassingly short or absolutely mind-numbingly long.
Well, I was emceeing and I kind of did go into MC mode of a comedy club where I was like, right, go in, get them a few times, you know, a couple of jokes about the venue, a couple of jokes about me and the groom's relationship, you know, get them on your side,
Hey!
get sentimental at the end, and then bring on the first speech. But again, I will say something that people weirdly might not think about me. I do be a bit of a rigid timekeeper sometimes for certain events.
Well, you've been given the responsibility, you know what
Yes,
I mean? You're
exactly.
Like, do you want me to do it all or do you want me to half-arse it?
So I got the run order, right? So you had Father Bride, right? He's taking the bald spot. Then it was...
He's over the top first. He's out of the trenches first.
Then it was Groom,
Yeah.
right? In the middle, longer set, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Father Bride, 5,
Yeah.
right? Then two best men, tied 5 each.
Yeah.
Closing with the best mate,
Yeah.
headline,
Yep.
right? Father Bride comes on, 5-minute slot. I see him come up with 8 pages, printed out, font size 12, filled. And I was like, there's no way he's doing 5.
That's a novel.
He done about 25 minutes.
Novella.
I was flashing him at the back of the room. Get off the fuck. Right?
Out the back of the generator.
Now, I will say, man was very nervous. Very nervous. And I will say, he absolutely fucking killed it.
Yeah.
It was, now, could have done with trimming the fat a wee bit, but overall, Great speech.
This is the thing, you know, you're talking as a comedian.
Yeah.
You know, if he did the same set 20 times,
Yeah.
he'd find a
he'd
path
find
through.
it.
You know what I mean? He'd drop the bits. He'd be like, oh, there's
He was doing a work in progress.
too many beats in that. You know,
Yeah.
I'll get right to it.
But at the very end, you know, he said 3 to 6 counties. Place went mad. You know?
Absolutely.
And then
And him, what? Where's he from? Malaysia?
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka? God.
And then I went on after, you know, cheeky wee joke. I was like, fucking short and sweet there. For a bloody. Tight 5 there. And then it was the groom's time. Groom spoke very well. Lovely, very poetic man. You know, he spoke very beautifully about his wife and all. You know, very lovely. 2 best men, right? Rory headlined, spoke very well. Got me to check his speech beforehand.
Yeah.
Killed it.
Yeah.
Exactly what you want in a best man speech.
Yep.
The brother is a character. He goes up, takes one of the biggest swings I've ever seen in live performance in my life.
Yeah.
Gets up on stage, right? No script. Nothing. Hand in the pocket.
Yeah.
Other hand wireless mic. Goes, you know, it just tells a couple of stories about him and the groom growing up. And then he cuts to, but the time I found out, and I'll use a pseudonym, the time I found out that Stephen, you know, became a real man was, and I've been deliberating on whether to tell a story or not. And I'm standing at the side because I don't want to sit down because I want to go up in between the speeches. So I stand at the side and I'm looking at all the faces and people are like shitting themselves. Cut to, my eyes go back to him and he goes, so me and Stephen got a whole big bag of ecstasy. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. And like,
One cough in the whole room.
and he goes, and we tucked into it for hours. And the next day, Stephen called me up and I says, Jesus, I'm not feeling well today, lad. I'm feeling pretty bad now. And Stephen says back to me, I feel fucking fantastic. And that was the day I realised he's a real man. So cheers to the bride and groom. And the boys were loving it.
Oh, of course.
The boys on the groom side loving it.
Of course.
The bride side. Oh God. They were hyperventilating with nerves.
Oh, my days.
And then I went up after that, you know, and I was like,
What are A's? We don't have them in Sri Lanka.
but you know, we took a big swing and it paid off.
There's always some Hallion that out of, you know, being a relative has to be included.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, Jesus Christ, what's he going to say?
Yeah. But it got me thinking about, like, you know, my groom squad and like my best man. I would trust everyone that I'd pick to be a best man.
All 74 of them.
The
in a row.
speeches though, like Nicholas, fucking, he would come here himself into a 2-hour special.
Oh, my God.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I had Nicholas up with my,
And come here. Yeah.
and it would just be the end of the world. Like,
He would be, isn't that great to everyone?
yeah.
Don't they look great? Don't they look great? Don't they?
Yeah.
You. Don't they look great? Do you not think they look great? They do look great, don't they? And what about you at the back? They do. I thought that I said they look great. I would agree that they look great. They do look great. You look great, girls. And Aaron, you look great too. Do you think he looks great? And come here, the beef. Like chocolate.
Oh, fuck.
Your highway bottle of Glens with a straw in it.
I don't know what way. Like, I was thinking about this too because, like what do you think the ideal number for a wedding is? Like, in terms of the amount of guests?
People.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, what's the sweet spot?
it depends what size your extended families are and stuff like that. But nowadays, people are very much just like, do I want this? People just pick a number so that they can sort of whittle it down a bit. About 200 is kind of.
But I started going through, and this is where the bad aspect of having friends comes into play. Because I was like, I'd probably have about 120 on my side alone.
Yeah.
So what the fuck are we going to do? I have to get a real loner bride.
I know, I was going to say,
That's
you're
what I
going
have
to
do.
marry an orphan from some fucking Ukrainian orphan. That's what you're going to have to marry. Just her by herself.
What's her love language?
Food. Fucking, it's. I mean, it's when you know, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Because
100%.
you know, a lot of Irish families, you know, pre-wedding, they're sitting going like, do I have to, you know, invite fucking Auntie Teresa and her new man who's a fucking, you know,
Oh, you see, family, easy cut.
yeah,
To me, easy cut.
yeah. It's just the
If you aren't at the Christmas dinner table, fuck away off.
there you get that on a card.
Yeah, I don't want to see you.
That should be on the invite.
No, I don't want it.
If you're not in the Christmas table, you can fuck
All
me
these
now.
uncles and all nosying about
Aye.
for an open bar, fuck away off. Not my wedding.
That's the last thing you want is the snide comment. Last time I seen you were fucking
Aye. Next time I see you, you'll be dead.
we pushing you into a fucking
Aye. Next
crematorium.
time I see you, you'll be open mouthed. Suit on you.
I thought you
Here's
were
a magnet. Fuck off.
Sort of I thought you were gonna Triple H that there. Fuck a lot of you,
With the
isn't it?
Ballygowan peach.
Oh Jesus.
No, friends is difficult. Family's easy. Like I just go off like how often and like who are the people I interact with the most, you know? Or like even low maintenance friends where it's like you don't see them all the time, but like when you do see them, it's right where you left off. Like they should be able to go too. Mm-hmm. So that makes it tough. Whereas family is easy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. I would be. You know, I'd be on the invite. I'd be like, you're invited, but don't be afraid to say no.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing it out of courtesy.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is about your wedding day is you don't fucking see anything or anybody.
Yeah.
So you've had these rows months before, like, should we invite these people? And then they're there and you don't fucking see anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you're too busy getting photos and everything, and then at the end of the night, you fucking, okay.
I will make an exception for my ma sister Sheila.
People at my...
Great woman.
Oh, right, okay. There we go. Sheila, you're fucking...
But that's it.
You've snuck in under the door.
Quote of the century, Sheila, getting on the bus one day. Bus driver was a bit short with her.
Yep.
Sheila didn't give a fuck. Sheila sharp.
Yep.
You do not cross her, right?
Yeah.
She can probably take 5 steps without having to lie down, but you do not cross the woman.
Okay.
She gets onto the bus. Bus driver's a bit short with her.
Yep.
Says something snide to her. And then she tells him off. And then he goes, oh, sorry, love, I've just had a bad day. And she goes, well, I've had about 30 years. Gets in the bus, sits down.
Yeah.
Heard the air horns immediately in my head.
Well, that's perfect. You don't know what someone's going through. That's what that is.
Oh, 100%.
You know? I'm just out of long cash. What's she doing for 30 years?
That is why we call her LKS. Long cash. But I've never seen someone have like immediate empathy like that before in my life, where she just completely cut him.
Oh, yeah.
Was like, well, I've had a bad 30 years, pet.
Yeah. Do let me on, yeah.
Warriors original, just rotating about her mouth.
Clattering about.
Yeah, just knocking off the teeth. All 6 that's left.
Let me tell you. I've got about 30 years. When are you going to get nice with the Werthers? What'd you say?
Oh, fuck. But yeah,
Yeah.
she'll get an invite.
If you got married to an American girl, would you get married here?
I think I'd like to do a location wedding because, again,
Split the difference?
well, you need a vetting process
Iceland?
too. If people want to come, they'll make an effort. They'll come out. Plus, like for Peter and Ava's wedding, it was a lovely wedding.
Yeah.
Location wedding, they made it like a 3-day party, which was
Right,
great.
okay.
So they did the rehearsal the day before. Everyone got to know each other. By the wedding, you're like, oh, we're all just mates now.
Best buds.
Great crack. And then on the 3rd day, just like a party.
Sound like we're getting emotional. Yeah. Straight up party.
I do get emotional at weddings. Every wedding
Oh,
I've been to so far,
yeah.
I get emotional.
Yeah, I've been to funerals of people that I don't even know, and I'm fucking, it's just emotional. It's emotional
Yeah.
to be there.
Yeah.
You know, you hear someone, talking about their child is getting married or something. Man, it's emotional.
But even like before I had any drinks or anything, I just said to the grandma, I was like, I'm really proud of you.
Really proud.
Yeah, it's great.
Fair play, man.
Yeah.
Pull him to the side.
Yeah.
It's for you, married here. Fair play to you. Well done. Love this for you.
Yeah.
Love it. What were the
was
tunes
great.
like at that wedding?
There was a live band, and they were doing like covers. Tell you what got me on the floor. I wasn't at the right amount of drinks at the dance floor.
No.
But what made me hit it, she did a cover of Luther Vandross.
Nice.
Straight out.
What song?
I fucking love that song. 1,000 kisses from you is never
And you're fucking
enough.
spinning around on the floor now, flicking the jacket back, sweat lashing off.
Oh
you.
my god, the sweat was lashing. Like, okay,
You're
here's.
like taking out a napkin from the tail.
Oh yeah, I'll get a bit vulnerable now. I was sweating so much that I was like, I don't want to take my jacket off
Yes.
because the damage is already done.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll be leaving. But my pits were fucking soaked, so I was like, I have to keep the jacket on. Everyone's like, McCann, get your jacket off, and I was like, nah, I just like keeping it on. man."
Nah, I like it wet and rashy. I like it a bit fungal on the dance floor.
Talk about a fucking what's the term I'm looking for? A crash back down to reality.
Yeah.
Is when you go to a wedding, lovely venue, stunning views,
Yeah.
great weather, pints, laughter, camaraderie.
Yeah.
You know, new friends, and you just get fucking dropped back to a primary room.
Oh
know?
yeah.
Yeah, the purple and white hell.
Yeah.
Just it felt so depressing afterwards.
Yeah. Not 1,000 kisses for you.
No.
No kisses.
1,000 dogs.
1,000 wanks for you is never enough.
I just don't want to stop.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, some of those places where you can stay. Like that last one I went, Maureen's cousin there. Seen another guy. Went and got changed. And I went, that's for me. And I had a smart enough outfit with me.
Yes.
So I was like, I'll just put on a nice fucking sweater
Yes.
instead of the fucking suit that I can't move in.
Yeah, an outfit change would be nice.
Yeah, I had
The girls were clued into that.
Yeah.
A lot of the girls did that, but the fellas kept the suits on.
Do you know what's a move I like? You know when the girl's been giving herself blisters all day, and then you get to put on you get like a crispy pair of sneaks
Yeah.
that no one's gonna see. I'd be wearing sneaks all day if I was a girl. Can't see
Yeah.
her feet anyway.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Then you put those on, hit the DF.
But then you know what happened after the band? So
Oxlade
the
party?
band, man, silent disco.
Really?
Oh yeah. Now, so the way the company was everyone got a pair of headphones. There was 3 stations. Mm-hmm. Each station was visibly shown by the color around
Okay.
the cans. So you had blue, red, green,
Yeah.
right? All of a sudden, I'm like trying to find a station I like. And then when you find your station,
Yeah.
you just go up to the person who's also got that station,
Yeah.
singing the words along to them, whatever. Everyone's having a great time. All of a sudden, I see a lot of reds going on in the crowd.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on here? Flick down. System of a Down.
Fuck yeah.
I was like, oh, this is it. And then it was just crying hits the rest of the night.
Unreal.
Mosh pits. Boys throwing each other about. Shaking cutties.
Class.
It was class.
What would that have sounded like if you were like working the bar?
So here's the thing. Went for a pish. Mm-hmm. Took my headphones off.
Yeah.
Nothing ruins the crack like it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just watching everybody sing along to
It's
that.
like- it's like-
oh God.
Day drinking with those yellow glasses on, then you go for a piss, you take them off, and you're like, oh fuck.
Harrowing experience.
Yeah.
Watching a silent disco with the cans off.
Yeah. Wake up!
Well, that's the hilarious part is that because nobody can hear each other sing, they're singing in the rhythm of the song, but most people don't know all the words. So it was like, what was the song that was playing?
That was you. You were like at the time of the creator. Like you couldn't hear yourself singing.
Because I was so drunk. It was fuck, what was it now? Oh, it was Blink-182 First Death.
Yeah.
And I took the headphones off for that. And at the start, it looks like everyone's completely in sync.
Yeah.
Where everyone's like, "Dun-dun, let's go, do it."
Yeah.
And then you take them off, and everyone's like, Jonas, let's
Oh, Jesus.
first win last forever.
Oh, no. That would do me in.
Yeah.
I'd leave. Also, you don't get that nice bassy feeling.
No, you don't. You don't get to feel the bass at a silent disco.
What was the lighting like? Because a lot of them places are like, oh, the band started, let's dance in fucking broad daylight.
Yeah. Well, the band did start like the sun hadn't set yet, but they played for a brave while, like.
Yeah.
And then when the silent disco was on, it was nighttime, like.
Yeah. Nighttime.
But then you know what's so scary? An open bar, you're you're almost like, you don't want to make a hellion of yourself.
Yeah.
So you're like, right, I'm going out of my way to pace myself here.
Yeah.
But then fucking the open bar just shut like that. And I was like, fuck, I'm not even pissed. But then they had a couple of
Did they have an open bar for a certain period of time? Just
they had it most of the day.
yeah.
But then I was like, I seen a couple of boys sprinting, you know, and I was like, this is a marathon.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
You know. But then by the time it was closed, I was like, oh fuck, I'm not at the level I'd like to be at here.
Yeah.
And all they had was like, they had coolers at the very front with like cans that were left over, all IPAs.
Oh.
You can't go from drinking JMO Jangles to just fucking dirty out IPAs.
Nah, you'd have booked immediately.
I hate IPAs.
Yeah. They're for people, I think, who like just one beer.
Yeah.
You know, when you really get into it and you're like, I'm just having one or two of these.
Now, don't get me wrong, if you're already 3/4 of the way pished, I'll drink them. You know?
Yeah.
But like, I would have just loved
Sometimes the wrong drink selection will just put an end to my drinking.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes, like if I've started on a fucking, even if it's like Heineken or something,
Yeah.
I just stick with it.
Yeah.
Because if I take any turn, I'm like, ugh, this is over.
Well, that's the thing, you learn from being a seasoned drinker, you know?
I was at a wedding, one of Maureen's cousins there, and years ago, like, and yeah, it was so long ago that their kids are like fucking 13 now. But one of the dudes, one of the wee silver server boys, you know, with the little glasses of fucking wine on it, he was giving me a bit of the, well, Colin, how you doing? You know, on them ones. It's crack, Barry, you know. Well. And he just kept coming back to me.
Yeah.
And I remember distinctly, I had 11 glasses of champagne before the dinner came out. Man, I was side roads.
Oh, you were feeling with it?
Oh, dear. And they're coming
11
out.
glasses of champers?
Yeah. Quick.
Pre-dinner?
Yeah. In a space of about an hour.
Did you feel back to square one after the feed? Or was it still laying in you?
And I know I had no interest in the feed. And first of all, I sat down on one of it was like long, those big sort of benches, you know, the big long tables that you get.
Yeah.
Big banquet table. And they had like deer skin over it for, you know, a wee bit of padding for your arse. Sat on it and they're slipped, like it was slippery and they fucking just went straight on my back.
Yeah.
And I was that pissed. I had no interest in the food. I was like, skip this, sure, fucking leave it out. I'll get it later.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
there was worse than me. Like I seen another guy bite the fucking deer skin. Just through the crowd, through the party. This one guy hammered and he was just like, and he hit it and it all came off in his mouth. And I was like, he's in worse nick than me.
but I think that's why you want to get to an age, like, if you're getting married, you want to do it, like, ideally, like, early, mid, even late 30s. You know, because it's like, by that stage, hopefully, your friends and family have got all the dumb drinking days out of their way.
Yeah.
And they know how to behave.
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want is, like, a real scene, you know?
Sometimes hard to avoid though. Hard to avoid a scene sometimes.
Well, it's a long day.
There'll always be someone making a fucking scene. Like.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem is always like the music starts when people aren't ready to be dancing yet.
Yeah.
And then when they're ready to be dancing, they're packing up and going.
Yeah.
You know, that's always the issue.
Yeah.
Which is why I think weddings should be at 6 p.m. Wedding, bit of dinner, speech, drink, party.
Yeah.
You know? That's
Well,
what it should be.
The only thing was missing from that one, I would have loved like an afters. You know?
I just had to go back to the hotel.
You have to go back to it. I would have loved somewhere just to like sit,
Yeah.
you know, in a drunken haze
Yeah.
and just like riff with people.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
But it was like, it felt like you got to the buzz and then it was like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
Which has happened to me at a few weddings.
Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to like pace yourself, then you hit that nice wee wavelength and then it's home time.
I feel like this day 2 of my wedding, everyone was just absolutely trashed.
Oh, it was great.
Fucking everyone, Dave Elliott just drinking that fucking, literally like, you know, like something you'd see on a pirate ship.
Yeah.
Maureen's family friend made the wine and it was in like a big glass fucking thing with a bung in it. And he was just drinking straight out of it.
Yeah, he was like Little John with like a goblet of red.
He was literally like fucking Henry the VIII. Just fucking red wine everywhere.
Yeah, I remember your wedding, we would have the gentlemen's meetings. Me, you know.
And people were, this was a good sign. We were like, oh, we're going to kick off. You know, we're going to have like food and barbecue or whatever at like, say like 2 or something. Boys are 12.
Yeah.
Raring to go.
Yeah.
Absolutely pumped.
No, that's the way it should be. I like a night of gazebo wedding, you know.
It is. If you get the weather for it, it's fantastic. Can't beat it.
Oh, Jesus, my heart was in my mouth during the ceremony.
There's nothing like dealing with the, you know, like hotel staff when you're trying to have fun.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Just about a cat. Wise up. Now, can you call this the wedding special, please?
Yeah.
Call it wedding season. That's what we'll call it.
Wedding season.
It's wedding season. Reach out to us if you're getting married this summer. Aaron will do 10 at the wedding. He's put himself out there as the wedding MC.
I love love. Love ones.
I love love. Can't get it for love nor money, but love it. Do you have any videos you want to show me here before we hit the bricks?
Yeah, I sent a few there.
Well, yeah, we've covered the weddings. What's this guy doing?
Wait, reload this one. This is RFK. His fucking worm is on a dastardly date in this one.
China is
He's warmed
putting
out.
gay chemicals in the vapes, coupled with fruity pina colada flavoring agents. Many nicotine enjoyers in this country are on the business end of an all-out circus of predatory endocrine warfare. Life isn't meant to be a strawberry margarita sideshow for flamers.
There is. Oh, Jesus.
Can you do an RFK impression?
Not really. I practiced it at the house. They smoked themselves gay.
It is just an evil worm inside that man's head, making him do the most dastardly things.
The vapes are gay.
I've been saying that for years.
What is a gay chemical?
Come.
They've taken cum from a gay man's penis and put it in health bars. I've seen it. We've decided that Lost Marys are in fact gay. If you have a bluegrass, it might as well be a cock in your mouth. And a case study of a man from Indiana smoked a Lost Mary and then 4 days later sucked him out the grand scale of 72 cocks. Every one of them bust in his mouth. He was ejaculating vapor. He was one of the straightest men in the town, and then 2 nicotine vapes later, he's as gay as Christmas. They're making the boys light their feet. 1 minute he was smoking Marlboro Reds. The next minute he had 2 rips of a Lost Mary. And he was naring his anus. Putting his anus on the YouTube. Thanks, Elon. And it is spotless. I could eat my dinner off it, but I wouldn't want to do that. It is objectively clean as a whistle. But that's beside the point.
Oh, fuck.
That has to be fake.
I thought it was AI.
Like, what does it even mean? What is he saying? Like, you know what I mean? Man, I need such a strepsil after that.
Is putting gay chemicals in the vapes,
Her
coupled
face.
with fruity pina colada flavoring agents. Many nicotine enjoyers in this country are on the business end of an all-out circus of predatory endocrine warfare. Life isn't meant to be a strawberry margarita sideshow.
I know what the problem is here. He's got half a pint of Smilix in front of him there. He may well be just pissed. If I get to do a speech at your wedding, that's what I'm going to be like.
Yeah.
Absolutely shittled.
Is it looking well? Aren't they looking well? What about the beef? Oh, the beef, like chocolate stunning. I don't know who had a better arse than they. McCann or the bride?
And then raising a glass to no response.
Am I right? Nah.
He's not right.
He's not. What else we got here? What's this? Banned words. Skibbity. Is this in a school, is it?
Yeah, his teacher had enough of Gen Z children, like just shouting out random kind of quotes and sayings in class.
Yeah.
And so she put a list of banned words. And this is how I know that I'm 30 now, is most of them I have no idea what they're referencing.
Skibbity.
Skibbity toilet, know that one.
Sigma, beta, alpha.
We know that, yeah.
Ohio.
Don't know what that's about.
No. Riz.
We know that.
Gyat.
Kind of know that.
Fiend.
It's a Playboy Cardi song.
Tweaking.
Tweaking's pretty. That's
Yeah. Thick of it lyrics. Cardiac arrest meme. Number 10, chat. All combos of Tua, Huck Tua,
yeah.
whatever Tua. 12, anime words. / gestures. They are annoying. Is that when those fucking pedos are like, hey, I'm fucking... You do all the faces and all?
I've never even seen that.
Oh, it's embarrassing as fuck. 16, goon.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means?
That's is a gooner like someone who just has to come? Because they had that gooner funeral.
Right.
Did you see this about the guy that went through a drive-thru in America? But every time you go through the drive-thru, which this is crazy. So you go for the drive-thru, go to the first box where you give your order, wire out,
Yeah.
stroking it,
Yeah.
and then get to the booth where you collect your food, still stroking it,
Yeah.
pulling the wire himself. The employees had enough because
Yeah.
he was a repeat offender.
Okay.
So one day, one of the girls at the collection booth had her phone out,
Yeah.
took a video of him pulling his wire. This man is married with kids, right? He sees the phone, realizes he's fucked, career done, probably wife's gonna leave him. The most shameful act you can get caught in, doing.
Yeah.
Drives across the road to a car park and blows his brains out.
Circle of life, man.
Yeah.
You know, what can you do? What can you do? You know,
It's mad the amount of lads that are ruined.
live by the sword, die by the sword. You know,
Yeah.
you're in the game.
It's mad the amount of lads that are willing to wreck their entire life
Yeah.
over a wank.
Crazy.
The amount of men that have fallen victim to the stroke.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I felt like pulling the wire after McDonald's.
Yeah.
Not waiting for it.
Not before. It would put me off the McDonald's.
I'm usually too worried about scraping my alloys on the thing.
Yeah.
That's usually what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, not again.
Brain's too active to have a wank in the drive-thru.
Yeah.
But aren't you blessed? Not every man has that as default settings.
Yeah, I mean, how do you... I don't even want to know how you get into that.
Wire out in the car is crazy. And I seen a video.
I'd need to be driving a stretch Hummer. Like, I could... There wouldn't be the real estate for me. I'd have to get out, take my trousers off, get my dick out, get back in.
I've never had sex in a vehicle.
You never will.
No.
You never will.
No.
Unless it's like a tour bus or something.
And even then.
Yeah. When the buses are rocking,
Yeah.
don't come and knocking.
You can't, like, there was a video I seen in the hub of a lady having sex with a man in a self-driving vehicle. And them driving about the town. Cars going beside them and everything.
If that malfunctioned and they caught you dead, loot her out. You'd be happy you're dead.
Yeah.
Disaster.
Yeah.
Disaster.
But yeah, they had a funeral for him. They called it the Gunner funeral.
Right.
And they had a funeral for him in the car park. And it was like a screenshot of the video of him mid wank. And they'd wee candles and all for him. What a legacy to leave behind.
Yeah. You can be sick.
I think so, yeah.
That's good. Yep. Gooner, Darius noises. Don't know what that is. Pumpkin.
Dunno.
Animal noises. No. What's that say? Don't know. Huzz.
No idea.
No idea. Low taper fade.
No idea.
It's a haircut. Broke boy. Ligma.
What's like? Go on Google Ligma there.
Oh, fuck. Here we go. Please.
Balls.
Ligma's balls, is it? Like I actually thought you knew the definition there for a
That's
second.
it. I think that's the
must
joke.
be.
Some sort of Ligma's in your man there.
Ligma balls. Niall's down with the kids.
Ligma.
He's down with the kids. He knows all the words.
Crazy.
Do you know what huzz means?
No idea.
No idea.
Hussy.
You dirty hussy. Well, there you go. Here, tell you what, Gen Z, keep it.
Yeah.
Brazilian nun goes viral after beatboxing.
Rapaz, que é isso?
Sample it.
Sample it.
Yeah.
Get the alchemist on the case. And no one's even mentioned the fact that priest is absolutely jacked.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck is he doing?
You know, I tell people what they can't do. You shouldn't be a jack priest.
Nah. Looks like a superhero.
You can't have the pump when you're in a sermon, like.
Well, you can't jack your cock, you jack your body.
A priest not allowed to goon.
No gooning for the priest. And what a test
What?
to be in Brazil Not allowed to bang anybody.
Yes.
No wonder he's wearing a skirt.
Tough place to be a man of God.
You'd be fucking absolutely rigid.
The origin, the
Just
nucleus of the BBL.
Yeah. Yeah. The genesis
Yeah.
of Bounda.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Not worth it at all. Right, we have one more video left. What is this? Is it good? What is it?
I can't remember.
What is it? Let's see. Oh, the Diddling Championship, of course.
And now the crowd rising to what I suppose is a living legend in diddling, Mr. Davy Glenn.
Oh shit! Putting on a show for the kids.
Jim Henson.
Isn't it mad that, you know, like people put on comedy shows and they can't get anyone into it? And the Diddler Fest here has a full crowd of people at it.
Now, question though, what is the difference between diddling and lilting?
Not a great deal.
Because my grandfather, Mickey McCann, All-Ireland champion lilter. But I don't know, is it the same thing or?
You know, you would ask somebody, are you a fan of lilting? And they would go, what is lilting?
Yeah.
But I feel like if it's called diddling, you know exactly what you're in,
Yeah.
what you're in for.
Fiddly diddly.
Yeah. Diddly skadle, diddle diddle. Unreal.
I wonder, was that passed down throughout generations? Like the lilting ability? You know? Because if you look at the McCann family tree, it is quite fascinating because you have, you know, Michael was a lilter.
Yes.
My father, bass player, disc jockey,
Yeah.
and then me, comedian, podcaster.
Yeah.
But it all started from the lilt. Yeah. Started from the lilt, now we're here.
You're doing modern day diddling. You're doing neo diddling right now.
New diddle.
New diddle. Lo-fi diddle.
Yeah, sometimes.
That's what you are. People in your family would be like, that Aaron boy, what's he doing diddling about?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We're doing modern day diddle. You know, you're doing the equivalent. People are going, why is that room full of people to watch him diddle?
Yeah.
You know? They're saying the same about you.
Yeah.
Here's up there talking about his foreskin for 4 minutes. What are they paying for this shit for?
Your grandfather be rolling his grape.
He would be diddling in a box.
Lilting. Lilting heaven.
Did they do away with lilt?
Find out next week. The drink?
Yeah.
I can remember the day that I tasted lilt when I was a child, and I remember almost being pissed off at my man.
Why?
I was like, this exists and you never told me about this?
Yes, lilt is amazing.
I was like, what the fuck?
But I haven't seen lilt this year.
I'm dicking about with fucking my waddy. What the fuck is this shit? Unbelievable. And it was with a chippy and a lilt. And, I just fucked the chippy on the ground. And I was like, what is this?
Who needs therapy when you've chipped in a lilt?
You should open a therapist place where you just sit for an hour listening to someone and go, yeah, have you thought about a chippy and a lilt?
But did they discontinue it? Did they stop the lilt?
I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while now.
I haven't seen the lilt.
It'll be in B&M, sure.
The lilt graveyard.
Underground lilt.
It was the same date on it. Is lilt available offline? Oh, sorry. Jesus. Is lilt still available? Oh, the old can. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Memories and memories.
You know what I want to do? I want to go to the Swimmers and then have a lilt.
Oh, why?
That's what I want
Splash
to do.
Disco and a lilt. I couldn't beat it.
No, the soft drink lilt is no longer available. Fuck off. What's it called now? Relaunched as Fanta Pineapple and Grapefruit. Oh, fucking hell.
Big Corp moving in.
They've been diddled. Well, we're going to leave you now, folks. Take some time to mourn over lilt. And we'll see you next week, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll see you next week, folks. Have a great week.
Me and the young chap are away to Lavery's
Yes.
to dish out the giggles.
Yeah, bit of lilting.
Bit of live diddling. You know? Some show last night.
Oh, it was great. Great crowd. Great crowd.
Cooking. Place was on fire. But anyway, go to it. Here, I've never done this before in the podcast. Get yourself to Lavery's.
Yeah.
I've never done that before.
Every Wednesday and Thursday.
Wednesday and Thursday. Belfast's best comedy club.
Easy.
And people have said that they're not even from Belfast. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. People have flown for Lavers.
Yeah. And the live podcast that was in the arena is still available on Patreon, along with many other podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Patreon.com/The Bomb Squad Pod. You know the crack, guys.
Get over that paywall.
Get over that paywall. Throw the ladder up, throw the leg over,
Come on ahead.
dive in.
It's a great wee time.
And that's it. See you next week.
Good luck.
Good luck. Bye.